Orange County Registered Digital.
Hello and welcome to the OCVarsity Gridiron Extra Show. We're here from J. Sarah. I'm your host, Jonathan Khamis. This is Dan Albano. This is Steve Fryer. Guys, we're doing something a little bit different here today. Mid-season awards time. I'm going to go ahead and start it off, guys, with my offensive MVP, and I like Sam Darnold out of San Clemente. He's got 19 touchdowns, 7 on the ground. This kid's been an absolute machine, the USC commit. I know you guys have both seen him this year and liked what you've seen. Dan, we're kind of picking different guys, so who do you got as offensive MVP?
Right now, I got to go with Darnold, too. He's the most dynamic player.
I said different.
Yeah, oh,
Just
okay.
kidding. He's that good.
He's the most dynamic kid I've seen. But, I mean, there's plenty of horses that are going to be looking to chase him down. It's only really a third of the season is done because we're going to be looking at league and definitely CIF. Yeah. You know, Travis Waller, he's played Servite's played a little bit tougher schedule than San Clemente, so he doesn't have maybe some of the stats that Darnold has. But I'm looking for Travis Waller to make a run. You know, KJ Costello, some of these great quarterbacks. Nick Robinson here, Jay Sarah's having a great year. There's a ton of really good quarterbacks out there that can make a run.
Yeah, that's a good point, Dan. You mentioned we actually do look at the playoffs when we determine all league, all county, and things of that nature. Steve, who do you got as offensive MVP so far?
Well, we are so deep in quarterbacks, and like you guys were talking about, there are a lot of good quarterback candidates for this, but I'm going to switch it up a little bit. I like what Kyle Sweet's done as a receiver and punt returner over at Santa Margarita, averaging a little more than 9 catches a game. That's a nice clip. Leads the county in reception yards with 722. So I think Kyle Sweet, is a guy to keep an eye on as we think about this as the season progresses, Dan.
Another guy, too, I want to mention junior quarterback, Devon Motster at Tesoro. Throw him in the mix with all those great quarterbacks with, Trey Tinsley. But, last week, Devon got the edge on Sam Darnold and San Clemente head-to-head.
All right, switching gears now to our defensive MVPs, and I like Matt. Don't call me Joe Locker. He's got 83 total tackles on the year, 18 solo, averages 16 tackles per game. That's pretty impressive. He's also forced 1 safety, and he plays both ways with 4 rushing touchdowns. Smart kid, too. 3.93 GPA. I really like the way the kid's playing. Steve, who do you got as a defensive player?
Well, the best defensive player on the best defense in Orange County, Rasheed Williams of Mater Dei. He's got 7 tackles for losses, 5 sacks. Been just a stalwart guy in the defensive line for Mater Dei. So, watch out for him for the rest of the year, especially in this wild Trinity League that's coming up for all those guys, the Monarchs and a lot of other fellas.
And as the train passes by here in San Juan Capistrano, Dan, I ask you, you see your family over there, all right, they're waving back. Who do you like as a defensive MVP?
Locker's probably been the best guy I've seen so far. I mean, he's
I love it when we agree.
Yeah, he's under the radar with some of the recruiters. I was talking to Coach Schur, the assistant defensive coordinator with the LoSal. And Locker was out mostly last year with their injury. So recruiters are still gonna find out that Locker runs pretty well for his size. He's a tackle machine. He played really well against Narbonne. Another guy I like, Parker Chase at Corona Del Mar is another defensive end that has impressed me. I think Rasheed is a great pick, Steve. I think Malik Morris is a guy that, is commanding some double teams. So I think we'll hear from Malik. And another guy, Keyshawn lucier-south. I think, I'm excited to see him play. And I actually got to get some more information on how Keyshawn's doing at Orange Lutheran. But they're going to be a mix. There's a guy on this field here, Daniel Bailey at J. Sarah's been a key defensive guy as well. There's a lot of good defensive players out there.
It's going to be so tough at All County this year, guys.
And Tristan Kafinas at Tesoro, he was really impressive to me when I saw him play.
Finally, guys, our coach of the year this mid-season, and I'm going to go with John Caffrey out of Sunny Hills. My alma mater, guys. He's got 5 wins already this preseason, and that's the most they've had since 2008. They had 6 wins in 2008. The Lancers are going strong. Steve, who is your coach of the mid-season so far?
Well, there's a couple names out there. One is right behind us, Coach Hardigan's done a great job. Also, Matt Poston over there at Tesoro's done a really good job, and they've got 2 really good back-to-back wins over Corona Del Mar and San Clemente. So I like Poston over there at Tesoro. He's definitely a horse in that race for me.
Dan, your lead horse?
Mine's Coach Hardigan, and I'll probably go as far as saying that I think Coach Hardigan is one of the most underrated coaches probably in Orange County history. Wow. From everything he did at Santa Margarita, took that program from the beginning all the way to the the very top in the Division I program, and I don't think he ever really got the credit. When he left, kind of suddenly, and he took off to the Clovis area, I don't think he ever got the credit he deserved. Now he's back in here taking a very challenging post. This is his 8th season in the Trinity League, and it's pretty hard to get noticed in the Trinity League. But if Harder can get these guys to playoffs, I would gladly give this guy my vote for Coach of the Year. I don't think he's ever won it as long as I've been around, so I might be mistaken on that, but he's probably the best coach that's never won Coach of the Year.
We appreciate his honesty when we were talking to him, guys. He said he initially came here with a 5-year plan, but it's taken a little bit longer than that. It's his 8th year now, as you said, Dan, and they're hoping to make the playoffs.
Really good coach.
Yeah, he's awesome. All right, our thanks to Dan Albano and Steve Fryer. Those are our picks, guys, and check out OCVarsity.com for all your latest football information. OCVarsity.com, where we've got you covered.
Orange County Register. We are here in the service of Orange County.